Folks, welcome back to So Bad It's Good. Now, about a bajillion years ago, I had our next guest on. He is one of my favorite content creators, and now he is diving into the world of podcasting. His new podcast, a lot of you have been asking, is excellent. I was listening to it, and it's what a podcast should be. It's like laughing with your friends. I highly recommend it. And before we start, go rate this thing 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's always a free, quick, easy way to support your favorite people. And I think our next guest is one of our favorite people. You know him as @Haters on social media, on Instagram, especially is where I enjoy all of his content. But I'm telling you, check out this podcast. So today we have the one and only Hayden Cohen. Welcome back to the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much. What an introduction. I hope I live up to that.
I hope I live up to that introduction. I can't, it goes downhill from here.
No, truly, it's going to be more chaotic than ever. But honestly, podcasting, I have to tip my hat off to you, because years and years ago when I was first on this podcast, I was like, oh my God, I could totally start a podcast.
We talked about it, by the way. We talked about it years ago where I was like, when is your podcast?
It is so much more work than I thought it was going to be. So the fact that you do this so frequently, like mine is just once a week. The fact that you do this on the daily, I don't know. My hat's just off to you, and everyone listening. Review So Bad It's Good too, because it's so much work. So I'm just so happy to be back.
No, listen, I know you love Salt Lake City as much as I love Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And last night, just to your point, I was up until I think 2 a.m. putting together a recap and editing. And there are those moments when you're so tired and you're like, this is so, there's a sadness here. There's a sadness where I'm like, what is driving me to do this on a daily basis? And I'm like, this is important. And I'm like, wait a sec, I don't know how important it is, but it's like the thing that I love the most. And you got started in content creating, and just to remind people, what started that? Because, it's like so many people found you and just fell in love with you. But what was the initial thought behind putting anything on social media?
Yeah. So I was working a full-time job at a PR agency. I was managing all of our influencer partnerships and marketing, the behind the scenes. So brand partnerships essentially. And I was working with a ton of creators. And during the pandemic, I was kind of just sick of the bullshit and was just real. Can I curse?
Oh, please. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I was just dealing with all of this trivial bullshit of people wanting to be on PR lists and influencers, wanting to work with certain brands. And I'm like, you're really complaining about this right now, while we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. Really, you're that off base? And so I started making fun of and making videos mocking influencers and commentating on the influencer culture and pop culture and whatnot. And it kind of just blew up during COVID. I started in 2020, I had 10,000 followers. And by the end of 2022, I had 500,000. So it was crazy growth overnight. And it ended up leading me to leave my full-time job. I always say I girl bossed too close to the sun, because I ended up becoming what I once made fun of. But been a really cool ride, and I've now been able to capitalize off of my love for social media and pop culture, and obviously reality TV. I mean, one of the staples of my content is the Housewives, so it's truly a dream come true, but it's been a crazy ride getting here.
Well, what is that like to actually point out the hysterical things that influencers do that sometimes really annoys the piss out of all of us, and then doing those things, but at the same time, then we are now looking at your life. You just got engaged. We share in these kind of joys of your life as well, and I think you're one of those people that we root for. What are the things that you're noticing in content creation in 2025 that influencers are doing that are like, wow, this is just as annoying as it was in 2021, but on steroids?
Yeah, totally. I think the thing to think about with the content creators and influencers is just the out of touchness of it all. Obviously, the world is going through it right now. There's a lot of things happening. I mean,
what are you talking about?
I know, right? If you turn on the news every single day, you see something else happening. There's another headline. And so I think being in touch with reality and at least acknowledging it is something that a lot of influencers have come around to, but there's still a lot of people that just don't acknowledge anything that's going on in the world. They're more worried about Amazon Prime Day and the Sephora sale than they are about like human rights. So it's a little bit shocking, but it's also like textbook with this industry.
Yeah.
So it's I think that is like the biggest thing I notice right now is it's kind of giving pandemic era influencers right now where people are like, come with me to buy, a new house. And other people are like, you're talking about this big mansion that you're building and, people don't have food. Like
Yeah.
it's just be a little bit more grounded with reality. So that's what I'm kind of diving into right now is, commentating on that and, trying to do it as lightheartedly as I can and entertaining as I can during a pretty crazy time in the world.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to. I mean, that's got to be hard because you are an actually feeling human person, and then you have to present it in such a way to try to make something that is dark more lighthearted. Or when you're probably going through stuff yourself and what to share. And to your point of, it's like I got a couple like free DVDs in the mail, and I was like, oh my God, do I deserve this? What do I say? I mean, I don't want people thinking that I'm getting free DVDs. Like I have
No,
this like
truly.
crisis of confidence,
And it's like a hard line to balance because when good things happen in your life, you want to share it, especially like when your job is creating content online. Like I'm planning a wedding right now and it's super fun. It's also super stressful, but like I'm not going to hop online and be like, my life is so hard planning this huge wedding when there are people who are, starving in our
Yeah.
country. So it's a fine line to balance. I try to do it in a way that is informative but also entertaining. But it rubs some people the wrong way. Some people love it. It's hard to please everybody in any industry, especially one where you're putting yourself in the forefront of.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line I'm balancing. I'm trying to at least.
I know. I think you do it brilliantly. And before we get to the fun
Thank you.
stuff, I mean, with so many people, like you said, you have, so many people will have reactions to anything that you say or influencers say. I find myself dealing with that at times too. And it's so
Mhm.
hard. Like I have enough voices in my head already. And then you get like 1,000 people either loving something you did or really taking umbrage or picking out a small moment of something I said on the podcast and going, how dare you? I mean,
Mhm.
it's a lot for my human brain to handle. How do you handle it?
I always say like we are not meant to, as humans, have like performance reviews like this that are about us at our core. Like when you work a corporate job, like you have a performance review, you meet with HR. Like there's no HR in the world of like content creation or podcasting or anything along those lines. We're not meant to be getting this much feedback about our lives and us personally. For me, I think that a piece of advice I always give to people is to be surrounded by obviously have a good support system, whether it be your family, your friends, or just having like a community that really truly like rides for you. And I feel like that has helped me so much because I am my own worst critic, and there's 100 great messages in the world that like come into my DMs. There's one negative one, and that's the one that sits with me more than the
Yeah.
positive ones. It's like so annoying, but it's like so hard to get over that hump. So I'm really trying to embrace like, okay, like there are so many more positives than negatives. I need to focus on the positive versus the one that said like, how dare you get veneers? Like you lost yourself. I'm like, okay, whatever. Nothing
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean, listen, that was my next thing is what's with the veneers? Come on. No, I mean, like, but no, I mean, I see that one person that'll say the negative thing. I'm always like, that person gets it. None of these other
Yeah.
people get it. That person understands me. They understand and I see them and like, it's so weird what our human minds will do with these things, especially if you're some sort of people pleaser, which I will,
Oh my God, yeah.
I have to fight against that every day because I truly
Literally
would love
same.
to make I would love to make everybody happy, and then I end up making everything worse. Like I
Mhm.
go out of my way, and it always bites me in the ass. Okay, now on to the fun stuff. I was noticing in some of your videos recently, you have been doing Dancing with the Stars content, and
Yeah.
I'm a new convert to that show, and somehow I just find it magical. But how are you finding it this season?
Honestly, this season is a lot of people on social media are saying that this season is really, really toxic, and I think it's because a lot of people are joining this season with the rise of, the Mormon wives and Alex Earl and like influencers kind of taking over the Dancing with the Stars
Yeah.
world. It's become a little bit toxic, I've seen people say. I think it's really cool to see the transition from influencer to celebrity happening like in real life with somebody like a Whitney Levitt or an Alex Earl or Jen Affleck. But I also am like pulling my hair out wondering how the hell Andy is still there. Uh,
I know, dude. I noticed some of your Andy content, and I got to tell you, me and my fiance, we watched this, and I mean, listen, we're new converts to the show, so we're not
yeah.
Dancing with the Stars purists, but
Mhm.
I understand it from a level of, okay, you can't just have 10 Alex Earls on this cast that are
Yeah,
brilliant at dancing. You need to root for some sort of underdog. He
totally.
obviously, it's not a Make-A-Wish Foundation, but it's, not too far. Like he wants to be there. We need something positive to believe in, but you say no. You say this Andy's got to go.
I think at this point, when in the competition, where it
Yeah.
is like everybody that's there that should be there left is a good quality, good dancer, and so I think for me, it's more like I always look at things through like the lens of a producer because I'm
Yeah.
so into reality TV, whether it be competition shows, Housewives. Like I look at things through the lens of a producer, and I know that like production is keeping him there because of the commentary on social media about him. It's so divisive. Like even when I post like how the hell is Andy still here? I'm getting hundreds of DMs or
Oh,
hundreds
I'm
of comments
sure.
from people being like, "Oh my god, I'm the one voting for him. Like don't you dare say that. We want to keep like protect Andy at all costs." And so I think that they're like really leaning into it. But usually, like if I go back to, years and years of watching Dancing with the Stars, at this point, someone with Andy's skill set is long gone. Like it's so I don't understand why they're keeping him so much. And I'm just waiting for him to go. Like I love this resurgence that he's having, and he's gonna capitalize off of it in any way, shape, or form that he can. And I'm like all for it. But it's also like it's time.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the next 2 weeks, he obviously will be gone because he's not. I
Mhm.
mean, I can't imagine him at the final, but it would be funny if all of a sudden he like jumps to like a Whitney Levitt like style dance and all of a sudden
Oh
he's
my
just been
god.
hiding how amazing he's been.
See, I would be all for that. That would be absolutely iconic. I would really enjoy like if he's just like pulled one over on all of us and like breaks out like just dancing like Michael Jackson would or something like
Yeah.
that. I live
Woo! Yeah. Or or he loses the audience completely and dances to R. Kelly songs, and they're like,
no, truly.
"Whoa!"
Like then we're just gonna be like, all right, exit stage left.
It's like he does dancing the Paso Dobles to P Diddy's, like
I would die. That is a good commentator voice right there. You need to be in the ballroom next season.
I do that. Hayden. That's what goes through my head now of like dancing the Paso Doble. Like I love, like we are really in love with this show, and it is so funny the social media aspect of it. Like you were saying,
Mhm.
is because you go on, and now I'm watching all their videos. Like I never consumed Alex Earl's content, and now I'm watching her have a night in with sushi, just taking a break from Dancing with the Stars, and I'm like, oh god, I'm getting sucked in. And then Andy's funny because I'm like, they do so many funny videos and TikToks,
Mhm.
but I'm like, should you be practicing the dances a little more? Like I feel like what you're really killing it is at the social media.
Yeah, honestly, the content of it all is what I obviously love as like just a consumer of both the show and a follower of a lot of the cast now. But it's interesting to see like people who had virtually like no social media footprint like just take off from being on the show and becoming huge on TikTok. Like Andy, like I think of like Topanga from this season. I don't
Boy
even
Meets
know.
World, yeah.
I don't even
Danielle
know.
Fishel.
Yes, Danielle Fishel. She's always just going to be Topanga in my mind. But like her and like just this like melding of worlds is very very interesting to watch, and honestly, it keeps me hooked. It keeps me entertained from week to week.
Well, I mean, so at this point, I mean, we're well on our way. Like, would you do Dancing with the Stars?
Oh my god, 100%. I'll never be asked though. I'll never. I mean, it would
Never
be
say
okay.
never, dude. You couldn't
Yeah,
have predicted your career thus far.
that's very true. But that being said, I would 100% say yes to doing it. Like I'd be the Andy of the season though. Like I don't know. how to dance, what I would be doing. I know I can do like a half split, so like I could maybe work that out into my all of
See, and then
my.
we'll be complaining on your season of like, oh, he did another half split. Gee, is that all he can do?
No, honestly, it's gonna be like such payback if I ever was to be cast on this. They're gonna go find all my Andy content and be like, "You're this season's Andy."
Well, I mean, at this point, though, what, like, because if you were on the show, you would use your content creation and your podcast to kind of put your message out there to make even more people fall in love with you in a
Mhm.
way. So, to your point, what should Andy do at this point? Should he be like, guys, stop, it's enough, stop voting for me? Because I really don't know how much the audience like the audience vote counts in the
Yeah,
overall voting. Like,
I
what at
know.
this point should Andy do? Like, he's almost being used as a pawn by the producers because people genuinely love him.
Yeah, I honestly think like lean into it. Like I feel like the introductions and the song choices that he's making, like maybe just like lean into this fact that like you're not supposed to be here right now. Like you're kind of the outsider and like it if you just leaned into it, like I would be like, I don't even know what songs or what dances he could do, but like if he just started like breaking out some TikTok moves and really like leaned
Yeah.
into this character of like I am the outsider and I know it, I would be voting for him.
Yeah, they should do it like that because that's the new thing on TikTok of like the four non-blondes mixed with like
Yeah.
bees in the trap. Bee,
Yep.
like that's what he should lean into. Who do you want to
100%.
win this season?
I'm a little bit torn because I don't love Whitney as a person, but she's an incredible dancer.
Dude, I'm the same way. Like I did
Yeah,
not like her on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but
me
my
neither.
God, if she gives like the best face ever when she dances. This podcast today is sponsored by our friends over at Mint Mobile. Now, we're coming up on the holiday season, and my goal this holiday season is to get my dad to switch over to Mint Mobile. This is the perfect gift because Mint Mobile is offering unlimited premium wireless for only $15 a month. That is their best deal of the year, aka the only holiday gift I'll actually use every single time. And I don't think my dad listens or watches this, so he'll still be surprised. So you can get a 3, 6, or 12-month unlimited plan for $15 a month. Now, all Mint plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. And you can bring your current phone and number over to Mint. There is no contracts and no nonsense. I use this. You should be using this too. So don't get your friends and family members socks. Get them premium wireless for $15 a month. Shop Mint Unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/sobad. That's mintmobile.com/sobad. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, and $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com for details.
I know. It's really crazy. Like it's kind of like the type of thing where you have to separate the art from the artist in a way. Like I don't like her at all as a person. I'm sure we would not be friends in real life. But her dancing, you can't deny that it is incredible.
It's really, really good. And
Yeah.
what's going to be interesting, because Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3 premieres in a couple weeks, and she'll
Mhm.
probably still be on the show. And I'm so curious what her storylines will be and if she's going to be considered a villain in season 3 and if that will affect the audience vote at all.
I know. I'm very curious about that as well. And I'm intrigued knowing that Jen just got voted off. Like what her story, like how is she going to be supportive of Whitney? Like is she like pissed? Is she ticked off that she got eliminated early? Like I need to know. I'm excited to see the behind the scenes of all the Dancing with the Stars stuff on Secret Life of Mormon Wives, and also like the Taylor Frankie Paul of it all with the Bachelorette.
Yeah,
Like
what do you think about Taylor Frankie Paul being the Bachelorette? Because we just got our premiere date. I think it premieres like in March or something.
Yeah, I know it's the springtime and it's like off of the cycle of usual, because usually it's like
Yeah, it's on
like,
Sunday night.
Yeah. I'm actually in the minority here. I'm here for it because it takes out the influencer shtick of it all. Like everybody these days goes on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette to become an influencer. And so making somebody who's already an influencer, The
Great
Bachelorette,
point.
it kind of peels back the curtain a little bit. It brings us back to like the basics of it all. Now I'm intrigued to see who the hell signs up to, who's going to be vying for her love. I mean, she's a gorgeous girl, and I'm sure
But
she's not as, crazy as she seems online. But I'm really interested to see like the cast of characters we get to her who are going to be her suitors.
it's just like 20 batshit crazy men that like, or it's just
That's
like
the thing.
Jax Taylor signs up for it.
If anybody would, it would be Jax Taylor. Honestly, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be like Sandoval. I'm thinking of like it's gonna be like all of like the
It's
horror
just all
stories.
Vanderpump Rules rejects at this point.
Laura Lee is gonna sign up.
No, and by the way, Sunday is wild because hey, that's the Lord's Day, and they're now adding the Bachelorette on a Sunday. But I got to say, I mean, for somebody that doesn't really keep in touch with that franchise as much anymore, I will completely watch I mean, it's the right move from that kind of producer perspective.
Totally. It's I haven't watched the franchise in years, like probably like 2 or 3 years. And I used to watch it every single Monday. I was like on my couch streaming my thoughts like into my stories on Instagram and on TikTok and stuff. And I haven't watched in years, and I will be tuned in on premiere night because I'm re-interested in the franchise because of this. So I think it's a good thing.
No, I do. I completely agree with you. Okay, back to Dancing with the Stars real quick. Alex Earl, I think, I mean, I guess four, because Jordan Childs is amazing, but I think
Jordan Childs is so good.
She needs to do I feel like she needs to do some kind of publicity stunt, like rob a bank or something. Like we need something exciting with Jordan Childs because Elaine Hendricks, she had the hospital stay, which was exciting.
I know, very exciting.
But no, I was like, oh, is she going to die? Like, this is crazy.
No, right?
And so Robert Irwin is amazing. Like, this is like a really good, like, final four. Those would be my final four, I think. Because Alex Earl, like, impressed the hell out of me. Like, she won me over for somebody that prejudged her for being an influencer.
Totally. And I think, too, like, she obviously has so much influence. I mean, she has like millions and millions of followers that are voting for her every week. But I actually think this has been a really good thing for her because it's shown that she's also like a hard worker. It's like humanized her a little bit. Like she's obviously like a hot blonde bombshell that, a lot of people say like, oh, like all boobs, no brain type of situation. She's an influencer, but this has kind of shown like, all right, she's actually like a good person. She seems like she's a hard worker. She's, I'm invested in her storyline more outside of just like, what products she's posting about and what clubs she's going to in Miami,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm totally like, I was like, do I follow her now? Like, I was having this like weird conversation with myself. Okay, to the podcast really quickly. So you have the podcast, and who are the people that you're wanting to get on, or the people that you're wanting to have conversations with? I was just listening to Blabbermouths from Betches, which I really love those guys. But
yeah,
who
they're
are you
awesome.
wanting to have conversations with, and what is the overall goal of the podcast?
Yeah, the goal of the podcast is really to kind of like peel back the curtain on the whole like influencer world. I feel like there is so much smoke and mirrors that people don't really understand like the behind the scenes of what goes on in the world of content creation. Everything from like the business side of things to the personal side of things. I really try to like highlight my guest stories and talk about like how they grew their following online. I think this industry in the next 2 to 3 years is going to be worth like $500 billion, and it's only getting bigger and bigger from here. So it's kind of like a meshing of, pop culture with influencer commentary and like personal stories from people. We talk a lot about, the shows people are watching, what trends they're into on social media. I think a lot of people who listen to the podcast are people who, maybe want to be content creators themselves, maybe don't know how to start this whole industry or get their foot in the door. And it's a lot of people that, are just interested in, random pop culture news that comes up. The worlds of pop culture and influencer culture are like so over, laid now. I mean, we're talking about Alex Earl and Dancing with the Stars. It's only going to continue growing from here. So it's really all encompassing in the worlds of like influencer, social media, and pop culture. And it's been really fun. But like I said, way more work than I thought it was going to be.
It's funny as hell. I mean, but it's to your point though. So many people wanting to be content creators, and I was just thinking about that. I was like, God, is content creator the new actor in the sense of? If I told my parents when I was a kid that I wanted to be an actor, most parents would be like, no, you got to go to college. And most kids are now going to their parents going, I want to be a content creator. I don't need college. Like,
No, literally, I saw this meme the other day and it makes so much sense. It's like the male version of wanting to be a content creator is like a man that says he's like trying to be a rapper. So it's like, that is like what girls are doing. Like, it's like when I see a girl from high school like trying to be an influencer, I'm just like, what are you doing? But it's also like you have to do it. You have to put yourself out there because if you don't, like you're just leaving. There's anybody can do it. It's the easiest, hardest job in the world. Like you just have to post and be consistent and find your like little niche online because there is a community for everybody. So it's I think everybody should at least throw their hat in the ring. You never know what's going to happen. You could be the next Alex Earl and be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you should shoot for, folks. That is exactly the goals that you should shoot for. The ones that I go crazy with are they're like, come make a matcha with me. And there's like 30 different camera setups where I'm like, you're making like at this point, just make a movie. Like, why are we even messing around with the matcha? Because my brain would not like my brain thinks of do podcast and that's it.
Yeah.
Like anything else is really hard for me and it feels foreign. But they're doing like 30 setups to like take me on their daily. I'm like, at this point, it's got to be the afternoon by the time you have your morning matcha.
No, truly, and it's like the wake up with me's of it all. It's like so you're trying to tell me that your camera was set up in the corner of your room overnight, and that you just happen to do your little yawn and stretch and rub your eyes, and then you're ready to go get on with the day. It's like no. Like you have to go into it knowing that like everything is a little bit set up. All those vlogs are very like. You know, when I look at it, I'm like, I see what you're doing. A lot of people don't necessarily see the realities of it. I think it's so funny to, like I said on my podcast, like peel back the curtain on that. Like whenever you see somebody like crying on, their TikTok or their Instagram, just know that they had to set up their ring light and then they had to press record and then they had to squeeze out a tear. And then they had to edit that video, and then they had to post that video. Like, there's so much that goes into each of those things.
So I can't believe I posted that. I'm like, well, you spent the last couple of hours to actually post that, and that's the thing where I'm like, there's this almost like I have no shame element, which you can't have a lot of shame if you're putting yourself out there in this way. But I'm like, yeah, it's always a choice. Like, I just don't know. I mean, I know it'll probably happen, but I just don't know what the point is where I would put a camera on me while I was going through some sort of emotional upheaval.
Yeah. Like it would certainly never be me, when I think there's such a range of different types of creators and some people share a ton, some people share, very like curated parts of their life. There's people that fall in the middle. I like to think I fall in the middle. Like I'm not like recording my intimate moments of my life where I'm like going through shit because I'm not thinking to. But there are people that do and it works for them and kudos to them, but it could not be me.
Yeah, come with me to make love to my dude. Like what are you talking?
Get ready with me. It's a no.
You never know, man. Okay. Are you going to BravoCon in a couple weeks?
I am. I'm so excited for BravoCon. It's always the best time. I haven't been in a few years. I've never been to Vegas, so this will be my first time in Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas?
No, this is like we are fully popping the cherry of Vegas. We're doing BravoCon. We're doing it big. I'm really excited.
Come with me on my first trip to Vegas. That
will be my content.
What are you or who are you excited to see at BravoCon? Because you are an OG fan, like you're OG Roni, you're like these shows backwards and forwards. What do you want to see?
I'm really intrigued to see if we get a New York, a New Jersey announcement. Those two shows being we have to be. Those two shows being on pause right now is like really hard for my, OG soul as someone that's been watching the Housewives for I don't know what, like almost 20 years now. Like I was 10 years old watching Housewives with my mom. Like I was 10 years old watching Vicky drive a mini little family van. Like, and I shouldn't have been watching it, but I have been, and it's made me the chaotic person that I am. But I'm really intrigued to see what they tell us about New York and New Jersey. I'm hoping we get announcements, and I'm honestly just so excited. The best part about BravoCon is like meeting other Bravo fans and
Yes.
talking to them and like seeing their opinions and like hearing their stories about all the different creators and BravoCon attendees that they've met. Like there's always so many stories to listen to at BravoCon. So I'm just excited to like sit there with my tea, sip it, and just like observe and people watch.
No, I mean, I'm just going to talk to people and then I'm going to scroll up like on TikTok, but with like with people. Like
Yes.
it is so much in the best way. Speaking of like old school Bravo is that I rewatched the first season of Real Housewives of New York and I
Mm,
forgot how simple it was and how amazing it was and how different it is now. And I'm not saying it's bad now because we have
mhm.
Salt Lake City, which is brilliant, but it is so
Incredible.
lo-fi. And like Bethany Frankel, before she was somebody, she was like the entrance point for a lot of us because she
Mhm.
was the person trying to get like on the up and up, and she kind of knew. She knew what was funny. She knew that Ramona was quirky and that Jill was overbearing. And then you had Simon and Alex, who were just insane. And I've gotten a
Yeah.
different appreciation for them now. But like, how do you think Housewives has changed in this last 20 years?
Oh my God, it's changed so much. I think again, it kind of relates to our conversation about The Bachelor. And, you know, back then people weren't going on this show to like become famous and do brand deals and sling like sugar bear hair care and flat tummy tea. You know, they
Guys.
were and yeah, no, honestly, they were, interested in, sharing their life and having these relationships. I think the way that it's changed the most is that the relationship component of all of the wives, of all of the women on the show, isn't as authentic as it used to be. It's not like a true group of friends that they're following their lives. And I think that the reason that like Salt Lake and Miami do so well and are such powerhouses right now in the Real Housewives world is because those friend groups are authentic and real, and they've been friends for years, and they also are able, I think social media has changed the housewives game because you've these women hold grudges so much longer now, and it's Salt Lake and Miami, they get over something and get past it way quicker than a lot of the other franchises that hold on to and harbor so much resentment. And with this show, like you really can't do that because it's not interesting to watch people fight about the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Um, kind of have to move on and move the storyline along. And I think that that's really how I've seen it change over the years is like the friend groups and the holding on to resentment. And
Well,
I'm interested to see the future of how things change and what things, look like
yeah.
in the next 5 to 10 years with housewives.
Well, early seasons, you couldn't have had a reality Von Tease moment because social media was what it is
Mhm.
now. You wouldn't have any storylines about somebody saying something horrible on a podcast. You know, there are so many things that you couldn't do. And so, in a sense, it made us really focus on the family dynamic when these
Mhm.
ladies had actual natural families. But now these are people that are like gunning to be on the show. Like it's like they're trying to be a cast member of Saturday Night Live or something.
No,
And
truly.
you get like a different breed of woman that was actually raised on these shows to begin with.
And I think something that's interesting about the social media aspect of it all is that nowadays we kind of know what's going to be going on with the women before the season airs. We hear about these lawsuits and we hear about the storylines that happen, and people are filming them film fights. Back then, you knew nothing about what was happening on the show.
Yeah.
So there was this element of surprise. I wish they could put these women under like lock and
I
key in some way,
know.
shape, or form so that we really didn't know what was happening. Um, but I also like love the constant updates of what's going on in their lives through social media. Again, a fine line to balance. Like I want to know. I love following Stacey from Real Housewives of Potomac and seeing what
Woo!
she's doing on QVC. But I also like. I think she is the breakout star of the new era of Housewives right now. Like I'm obsessed with her.
I am obsessed with her as well, but it's very interesting because Stacey I mean, this is where you act like have these weird conversations with yourself about moralistic behavior. Because I'm like, well, she's obviously lied. There's like the TJ thing, which I think was a big lie. I just do. All of those
Mhm.
women know it's a lie, but at the same time, she's keeping her head down. She's acting like there's like a obliviousness to her that is actually working in her favor, and she's holding back in moments where she's letting other cast members spin out on other cast members, and she's kind of starting to rise a little bit. And even if those women, the majority of them dislike Stacey, the audience likes her. Like I always say, you can lose the audience. I mean, so you can lose the scene, but you can win the audience. And
For
that's
sure.
what Stacey is doing right now. But that's like her having to bet on herself, because you couldn't predict that the audience would rally for her this season in the way that they have so far.
Oh, no, completely. I mean, she kind of reminds me of like Mary Cosby a little bit, where at first she comes on and you're like, she's a little bit too out there to be like relatable. And then she just kind of wins you over somehow. Like her little one-liners, but still I rise, like actually sent me to the grave. I just think that she's having her moment right now. And I'm interested that, again, putting on my producer lens, I'm interested because Giselle and Ashley, they are like so smart and witty and know what the audience loves. I'm interested to see if they kind of lean into the Stacey of it all or keep giving her this like newbie hard time treatment. But yeah, I mean, I just love her. I think she is such a gem.
Yeah, Ashley, I just want Ashley to stop being Giselle's foot soldier this season. Like sometimes Giselle will say something, she'll be like, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it. You say it, Giselle. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to, which by the way, we found out that Karen Huger is going to be at BravoCon this
Oh my
year.
God. I know. I am so excited to see what she does and how she shows up. I'm very curious. Like, is she going to show up with like a grand stand? Is it going to be, she's the grand dame. She has to do some
Yeah.
type of entrance, but it's also like, again, fine line to walk because you just got out of prison for DUI. So it's like, you can't be that celebratory.
And will Dr. Wendy be there? And if not, will Karen make some sort of comments or on a press line somewhere about giving Dr. Wendy tips for prison?
No, literally. That's what I love about the era of Bravo that we're in right now, is there's constantly something in the news. And at BravoCon, like I'm sure 5 more stories are going to come out between now and a few weeks from now when BravoCon happens, that all of us are just going to be like waiting to hear what happens there. Like I'm ready.
I love that I'm like prison. I hear prison. I'm like, good storyline. And then it's like, no, it's prison. Like
Yeah.
it's actual prison. Like this is
not a
not,
good
this is
thing.
not Bravo prison. It's not like Disneyland jail. It's not
No.
Bravo jail. It's prison.
I wish there was a Bravo jail because I would commit a crime just to go there and report live from there.
That's so dark. Bravo invests in a prison just because they know it's a money-making thing for them. It's a direct filtering for cast members to go into a Bravo jail.
Truly. I'm shocked they haven't yet.
Okay, so Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, really, truly, I mean, I'm even tired of saying how good it is, and we're all saying the same thing, how good it is. And I mean, at this point, it's so top tier that now I'm like, when's it going to fail? Like, is there going to be a dud of an episode? Because we haven't had a dud of an episode yet. And the most recent one, we have our cast trip on a yacht, below deck, down under. What did you think of this first episode?
Oh my God. First of all, I am here for the crossover moment. I have been shouting this from the rooftops for years that like it is such a lost space that the Housewives have not crossed over to Below Deck yet. Like a full crossover episode. I loved it. I thought it was such a good episode. I think that the cast is kind of flipping a little bit. I didn't think going into the season that Lisa Barlow was going to be, people were coming at her guns blazing, but it's happening, and it's kind of like a reckoning of sorts. Everyone's kind of just fully flipped on her. Even Heather Gay, who I didn't think would. Meredith is not like riding for her as much as I thought she would. I'm just kind of at a loss. I'm like, Lisa really has no one, huh? Just
Lisa's interesting. Yeah, Lisa's interesting because she does all these different tactics. Like she'll do the clapping, screaming. She'll do the crying if that doesn't work. She'll pull one person aside. And at the same time, she has this magical ability where by the end of this week's episode, there were elements where I was like, God, I think I feel bad for her. Like, do I feel bad for her?
I know when she was sitting at the back of the boat and just like her legs hanging off into the ocean when she's on the phone with John. Brittany comes over. She's like, "Can I give you a hug?" She's like, "No, I just need to be with John." I was sitting there. I'm like, wait, why do I find myself feeling bad for her when I was just like rooting for them all to scream at each other? Like, I don't, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Can you imagine John at home? He finally has some peace. He cooked himself a nice meal. It's not fast food for the first time. And then all of a sudden he gets a call. He's like, "I'm totally crying, John. Oh my God." Like I was like so wondering where, like I wanted a camera on John.
No, truly. Like, I'm shocked that they don't have a camera on him at all times, just with the amount of like phone calls that Lisa does from group events. But I agree. I was thinking like, what is he doing on the other side of the phone? Like, is he just like rolling his eyes? Is he like, I would just love to see it from his perspective and even like the kids' perspective. Like, what are they doing when dad steps away from dinner to take a phone call from mom who's crying on the back of a yacht?
Yes, it's so wonderful. Like it is, they've managed to make it so the production level is so high. Like they're like flipping the form. Like they started the episode with the unicorn in the ocean before we even know that what the unicorn is. Like they're able to like mess around with things. Like they did the episode with the psychic in a one static location. Like they're really like putting little things out that are different, and it's all working. And by comparison, I keep finding out like it's so good that it's pointing out how many flaws this season of Orange County has.
Oh my God, yeah,
Do you watch
100%.
Orange County, or
I
have you dipped
do. I
out
watch.
entirely?
I watch Orange County. I'm up to date. But yeah, I mean, you can't compare the two. It's snowflakes and oranges. Like there's really is no comparison between the two. I will say, I think OC, the thing that they're going through right now is what I mentioned earlier. They're not able to get over these grudges that they have. I don't want to watch Gretchen and Tamra fight over something that happened in 2009. With the Katie of it all, I'm controversially like fully team Katie. I don't care that she's a liar. I really don't. Um, Everyone's lied that's been on that show.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single person on that show has lied and has talked to bloggers. And so I'm just like, let Katie back into the group. Like, where has she been for half the season? I'm interested to see the reunion because is it going to be a redemption arc for Katie? Because I know that her and Tamra are kind of buddy buddy now. But yeah, this season of OC has really been a lot of highs and then a lot of lows. I think there's a lot of reshaping of the cast that they need to do to kind of
And they're
move
not
it
going to
all.
do it because the 20th season is probably going to be some celebratory season. So I don't think they're going to do a clean sweep, which I think they
Yeah.
need to, because we've seen these ladies, they know each other. At this point, I feel like we've gotten all the mileage we can out of pretty much everyone on this cast. And even
Yeah.
like, I really like a lot of these ladies individually, but you're just like, God, it's like Groundhog's Day every time I watch this show. Even when they, like tonight's episode I've seen already, and like, okay, you have Gretchen and these horrible anti-LGBTQ posts, and even that, which I thought this will be potentially a fantastic episode, I thought it faltered so deeply. The reunion preview looks weirdly good, so I have hope for the reunion, but yeah, it's like, it's time to move on. The Salt Lake City girls, it's still fascinating to watch them fight. Like 6 seasons in, I'm still locked in, and I fully believe everything.
Well, I also think too, like the changing friend dynamics in Salt Lake City make it more compelling to watch. You never know who's going to be on whose side, and they're always like jumping in and defending random people. And again, I think that lends itself to the connection that they have as a friend group with OC. Like, I'm sorry, if Heather Dubrow and Gina were they would never be friends if they weren't on they have nothing in common. They would
Yeah.
never be friends if they weren't on this show. And so I think like we just need to shake it up a little bit so that it's a real friend group. It's not so let's put them in this place and see how it works. The relationships aren't natural. So I think that we see that as viewers.
And if we do that thing where we bring back Vicky, we bring back some of the OGs, I feel like they've kind of ruined that the last couple of seasons with Alexis and Gretchen, where we realize, well, it's not that great. Like Gretchen coming back was not that great. And Tamra doesn't seem to understand. Like she'll say conflict resolution and she'll be like, no, I understand what it's about. But it's like, if you don't believe it, then it doesn't matter if you know what you know the blueprint, but if you don't believe it, I don't believe you when you say, I forgive you, let's move on. Like, I just don't believe it from Tamra at all.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Tamra is smart. She has been at this for a really long time.
Very
She's
smart.
a master manipulator, puppeteer of it all. I'm shocked out of all the people on OC, like she's not kind of like, all right, girls, let's pull up our bootstraps, let's get over things. Like Emily needs to get over the whole Katie lying of it all. Like she's trying to ice her out of the group. There's just too many things going on that seem super contrived. And I think the viewers are like, we see all this happening and we know what it really is.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, at this point, also take a little pride in your show. You're getting lapped by Potomac, Miami, and Salt Lake. Like, take a little pride that your show is the weak link right now. And I just don't even know. I don't know how they fix it. To your point earlier about Katie Janela, is Lisa Barlow on this past week's episode, it's, Heather drunkenly, which I'm like, Heather either knows information that the audience doesn't know, because for Heather to call out Lisa, who she's always had a weird thing with, was a big thing. Either she knows information or she was just hammered. And I don't know, because I don't know which one it was, or maybe it was a mixture of both. But to your point with Katie, I was like, yeah, I do think I don't think Lisa was digging up articles and going like studying, but I think like all of them, they're in DMs with people.
For sure.
I do believe Lisa, but at the same time, I'm good with it because the show's really good. Like, I'm like, you can, by the way, Lisa, you can even commit a crime and I'd be okay with it, I think, sadly,
As long as it's nothing to like Jen Shaw.
Or yeah, and don't kill. I mean, obviously, let's not do the big ones like kill people, like all that stuff. But like a low level crime, I would be able to excuse with Lisa entirely.
Completely. And I mean, we've seen Housewives get over a lot of different criminal activities that they have their redemption arc. But yeah, I think with the Lisa, like you weirdly like you really root for all of the women on Salt Lake City right now with OC. I don't find myself really rooting for anybody.
Nope.
I'm just watching it out of like habit at this point. Like
yeah, it's like your baseball team. You're a fan, and you're like, even if your team's not doing good, you're still going to support.
Yeah, like I'm not a fair weather fan. Like I'm going to be watching, but right now it's not giving what it needs to give.
I watched the dog season of Vanderpump Rules. I mean, we did a funeral for a pet lizard. Are you kidding me?
That was really bad.
That was really bad. The pandemic was a really tough time, you guys.
Really, really tough.
But it's weird. Like with Salt Lake City, it's like it's almost at this point uncritiquable in some ways because it is so good. Like even just like if I always tell people, like just watch, like spend a scene that Brittany's not in, or Brittany's there, but she's not speaking in, and just watch her facial reactions. Just watch her in the background. And it is so fun. And most people, like, they're paying attention to the action. Just watch Brittany or pick out Bronwyn. Bronwyn's facial reactions were so insane this past week's episode. Every time I watch it, I find something new to like. And to me, that's old school Housewives.
No, I agree. It really is like you can watch episodes multiple times with Salt Lake and pick up on different things. And even on social media, when I see things that I didn't catch, like even this past week with Brittany, like when Heather's at the head of the table and she's like, I really miss Mary and Angie. Like I miss their like wise words. And Brittany's like, I don't. And I was like, I didn't catch that when I first watched it, but then I saw it on social media and was like, they're just so good. They don't even know how good they are.
No, and then the fact that Brittany says seizure, which I understood what she meant, because Meredith will truly she'll all of a sudden be asleep and she'll wake up and she'll scream about something that triggers her. And so I understood that. But Meredith, hearing the word seizure, how dare you? It was so good.
Throwing the water. Everyone's like
water bending.
Everyone's like, she didn't say Jared. Like, don't throw the water. She never said Jared. I'm like, she knows that. She's just mad and frustrated and doesn't know how to get it out.
Meredith dumped a whole pitcher on Brittany, and Brittany just laughs because she's kind of happy to be there.
Yeah, right.
Which, by the way, at BravoCon, I really want them to sell the unicorn with Jared's voice. Like, I would sadly buy one.
Excellent merch placement right there. That whoever at Bravo is listening needs to get on that right away.
Put your producer hat on as we start winding down here. Real Housewives of New Jersey and Real Housewives of New York. You're all of a sudden an executive producer on both. How do you fix them at this point?
I think New York, I bring back our girls in some capacity. I think I think Sonia, as much as I love her, I think she's a little too far gone at this point. I would really bring back like Luann, Dorinda, Ramona, and mix them in with some of the new girls. I think that, the new season, the new era of Roni had potential. It just the cast again was placed too much placed together. They were forced together. So figure out who can connect with these OG girls in some way, shape, or form, and throw them together and kind of see what sticks. I think New York, it's going to take a little bit to actually get back to the glory days of it. Jersey, I think we got to bring a majority of the people back that were there last season. I'm
So
still
Teresa
not.
and Melissa.
I think Teresa and Melissa. I think Dolores. I don't know what Dolores is doing with her little stint in Rhode Island, pretending to live there for a summer with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's a little weird.
Which
And
they're finished filming now, so I bet we get some sort of trailer at BravoCon. I bet.
yeah, I'm very intrigued by Rhode Island and whatnot and Dolores' place in it. But I kind of want to see more of not more of Melissa and Teresa, but there needs to be a reunion amongst them in some way, shape, or form. The ending of the last season of Jersey, it didn't tie things up. It left more questions because there was no reunion. So I still want to see that. I need to see, even if it's like a special or something, I just need to see them tie it
Yeah,
up.
they had that weird like lunch at Rails.
Yeah, I'm like, at least go to like the 99 or something. Like, don't go to Rails.
And they made it so like there was two separate rooms at Rails. They couldn't even like be in the same room at that point.
And it seems like both of them are, I think Teresa and Melissa are smart enough to know that they're both kind of necessary for the reboot or the revamp of Jersey. Like I've seen interviews of both of them like talking about potentially, rekindling things with each other. And so I think for Jersey, we need to go like back to the basics. The family is always at the core of Jersey, and I think that's what makes it so special. So I need to have that wrapped up before I can even think about like who else is coming into play.
But to your but if we don't believe it, like if we don't believe, like it's one thing. It's like if I think they're just looking at each other as dollar signs of like, well, we want to film, and we want to get this paycheck. Like that is not, unless they call it out in a meta way, the production. I don't know. Like at this point, I just feel like sometimes it's too far gone where we would just be picking up cameras and then seeing the exact same thing where we left it 2 years ago.
Yeah. I hope that's not the case. I hope there should be, I mean, God willing, there should be some growth from either side in some way, shape, or form. But I'm intrigued to see what they do with Jersey. I don't think it's going to be a full revamp. I think we're going to get at least half the cast back.
100%.
And same thing with New York. I think it's going to be a blending of new school, old school come together somehow. But we'll see at BravoCon. I mean, I'm interested to see what they do.
Who are you going up to at BravoCon? Like, who's the first one you go up to at BravoCon, and what do you say?
Oh my God, Brittany Bateman. I want to sing with her. I need to do a duet in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what it's to. Maybe we're doing Wicked. We go to BravoCon.
She knows Wicked backwards and forwards.
We go to BravoCon like the week before Wicked comes out. Wicked for Good comes out. So like I need to do a video with her. I'm going to try to film with her in some way, shape, or form. I'll paint my body green. I'll do anything.
Dude, she's doing that one woman show in New York in December. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm so crazy. Part of me was like, I would love to be there just to see her like story. It's the cabaret,
It's giving Countess Luann. And if anybody can follow in her footsteps, I'm going to bet on Brittany.
Well, I'm just wondering if there's going to be beef between Countess Luann and Brittany. Like, that's my thing, cabaret.
I know. One thing I'm really excited for BravoCon is the Squash the Beef. I love those segments, like because they put people from such different corners of the Bravo world and just throw them together. Like Sheena's going to be up there for hours.
Dude, Sheena already pitched herself. Sheena was like, you've got to do a Squash the Beef with me, which is so like Sheena coded. But Sheena was like, and Sheena has beef. Well, I mean, they got like Tamara has beef with Sheena. Lala has beef with Sheena. Like everybody has beef with Sheena. So I think that could be just a whole separate, like a whole episode to watch what happens.
I think Andy should bring out John Mayer and let him have beef with Sheena because she was talking all about their sexcapades in her book. So I think we should just do an episode of beef with Sheena.
Oh my God. Sheena said this story like from last year when they were at like some celebrity function and he was there and she said hi to him. And she's like, should we get a picture? And he was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like, Jeez. Oh my God.
As he should. He should sing for the
Okay, what's coming up on the podcast that we should be looking towards too?
I have some fun interview guests coming on, some big creators, some big influencers. I'm trying to dabble in the world of Housewives once Rhode Island launches. It's not too far from me, so I'll be on the ground. Really trying to get my foot in the door with the Rhode Island Housewives and get all the behind the scenes of
Wait,
what's
do you
going.
already know the entire Rhode Island cast?
I know a few of the girls that are supposed to be on it. We don't have a full
Yeah.
breakdown of who's doing what and who's going to be a housewife and a friend. So I'm getting married in Rhode Island next summer, so I'll really have my finger on the pulse of the Rhode Island ladies, and really be interested to see what they do.
You should get Brittany to sing at your wedding.
Aaron and I, my fiance and I, would gladly welcome that. She can have the whole night to sing.
Or she could officiate. I mean, that might be too much, but
I'm gonna ask her at BravoCon if she'll officiate our wedding.
you know she's gonna say yes. Don't act, because she'll follow up with you. She's one of those people who'll be like, "What? Are you serious about this?"
No, I need that to happen. That's like the best idea I've ever heard. I think it would be perfect.
Okay, well, you guys, Hayden Cohen, his new podcast is A Lot of You Have Been Asking. There are a handful of episodes out so far. There will be one every week. You got to follow him for his BravoCon content. And if you don't follow him, what are you doing? Follow him on Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. Those will be in the show notes. But I really appreciate all this time, dude. And I'm really proud of you, as always. Your podcast is great. And
Thank you so much.
I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you. I'm so excited to see you at BravoCon. And
I hope to see you.
Oh my God, we'll have to see each other.
Can I sing Wicked with you in a video? Come on.
100%, but you have to paint your body green.
No, I'm gonna dress up as Andy Richter in your video.
That's even better.
Hayden Cohen, ladies and gentlemen.